So when I call the initiate's name, they can come forward and offer obeisances. Well, actually what we'll do is they can offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, and then they can come offer obeisances to their spiritual master, and then the four principles. Sometimes devotees get nervous. Even I've had PhD students have a degree in master's or PhD, and they come and they forget the four vows. But that's because they're a little nervous in front of the spiritual master, but that's actually good that we see that our spiritual master is our authority, he's our superior. So that mood of reverence is actually good. But yeah, so we'll begin by asking Marianne to come forward. You can offer, maybe make a little path there so the initiates can go through. And meanwhile, we'll take advantage of every moment. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So Marianne, what are the 4 rules and regulations that you promise to follow for the rest of your life? And how many rounds of this all merciful Maha Mantra will you chant every day?
I promise to read a minimum of 16 rounds of Maha Mantra every day, and also I promise to follow all 4 principles till the end of my life. There will be teaching, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and no gambling.
And you missed one.
No illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication.
Okay, you got it. Okay, good. Okay, I told you you'd be nervous. That's good. I was always nervous in Prabhupada's association. One time I was walking with Prabhupada and he was speaking about an incident we'd gone through where some officials had been a little rough with Prabhupada. So he was saying to me, so Indradyumna, in this material world, those who are in the association with the modes of nature, they don't develop any good qualities, only bad qualities. What do you think? And I was like, I was so nervous. Yes. Then we walked a little further, and Prabhupada said again, he said, you see how they were? He said, this is because they're associating with the modes of nature. Do you understand? I froze. Yes! Prabhupada looked at me like, and then we got to the airplane, and Prabhupada said, but when one takes the Krishna consciousness and takes up the process, those qualities go away, and all good qualities come. And it just clicked. You know, when you hear it from your spiritual master, that it all makes sense. I said, yes, Srila Prabhupada, and he smiled. So we're very happy, overjoyed, actually, to take you on board and accept you as a duly initiated disciple. And we'll do everything in our power to bring you to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. And by connecting with Prabhupada, of course, we receive the mercy of his Guru Maharaj and his Guru Maharaj and his Guru Maharaj, actually. Just like if there's a wire going from one end of the wall to the other, wherever you plug into that wire, you get the full energy. It's not that latecomers to Krishna consciousness get any less mercy than Prabhupada's initiated disciples. Through the Guru Parampara, we receive the full mercy of all previous acharyas. So that is our promise to you. You'll get a lot of mercy. We'll see how you can handle all that mercy and take advantage of that. So we're giving you a beautiful name, actually. It's a name for Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, who's the queen, actually, of Lord Narayan. The wife of Lord Narayan, but she's the queen. So from this day forth, you shall be known as Madhavi Rani Devi Dasi. Madhavi Rani. I stay up all night before the Nish to find the names. Bhaktin Lee. This is also a pretty name. Her beads. Oh, she did? Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You can frame that paper and put it on your wall. So, Bhakti Lee, I've been seeing you for many years here. Finally, your authorities granted you this privilege of Harinam Diksha. What are the 4 rules and regulations that you promise to follow for the rest of your life, and how many rounds of this divine mantra which brings so many auspicious benefits, finally prema, will you chant every day?
Promise not to follow the rules of no eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and not eat excessives for the rest of my life, and to chant a minimum of 16 hours every day.
Okay, thank you. Where is your family from?
Malaysia.
From Malaysia. Chinese ancestry living in Malaysia, yes? And how long have you been living in England?
More than 10 years.
When?
More than 10 years.
More than 10 years, I see. And are you studying or working? Working.
Yesterday was my last day of working.
Oh. So you're coming on the Polish tour. Hare Krishna. The sadhus are very direct. What will you be doing, actually? What are your plans? I see. In Malaysia. I see. And you'll be coming back to England? I see, okay. We're very happy to accept you as a duly initiated disciple. And we'll do everything in our power to bring you to Prabhupada's lotus feet, where we all will achieve our supreme good fortune. This is a missionary movement. Otherwise, none of us would be here. If it wasn't a missionary movement, we wouldn't be here. Prabhupada left Vrindavan. Vrindavan's such a nice place. But Prabhupada left Vrindavan to share his good fortune, his unlimited good fortune with all of us. So we have to follow in his footsteps. So whenever you have the opportunity, you share Krishna consciousness with others. And we all have our different Prabhudatta deshas where we're living, and we have our different services. Some of us are full-time preachers, some of us are businessmen, some of us are managers, some of us are mothers. It's all part of the Lord Chaitanya Sankirtan movement. It's all important. But keep that spirit in you. Just like I was in the elevator and I gave a 20-second lecture. Right? The man wanted to know, can you summarize what is this ancient philosophy, which is, you could study the Vedas for many lifetimes and go through all the literature to understand. He said, explain it in 20 seconds. So I did my best, and he was impressed. So we're just passing through this world, and whatever good fortune we can share with others, we should do. And that will please the acharyas. And our advancement really comes from blessings. We're trying to make our efforts. But I think Narada Muni is probably laughing at all of us, but we're sincere. But if we can help others, then we get higher blessings. So our goal, of course, is Braj, Vrindavan. And I often give names to disciples so they remember the Param Gatim. So there's an interesting, I think it's just the demigods playing musical instruments. We're going to give you a beautiful name of Radha. Fortunately, we have about 5,000 disciples, but fortunately Radharani has millions of names. So your name translated means overcome by the sweetness of Krishna's beauty, Radharani sometimes faints, and her bodily complexion turns blackish blue like his. Then she appears like a dark creeper. From this day forth, you should be known as Shyamalata Devi Dasi. It's a very sweet name, Shyamalata. Shyamalata Devi Dasi ki. Chaitanya Dasi. All of us are excited. Mom, Dad, me, you, everyone, Prabhupada. So, what are the 4 rules and regulations that you promise to follow for the rest of your life? And how many rounds of this glorious mantra will you chant every day?
A minimum of 16 every day. No illicit sex, no gambling, no meat eating, no intoxication.
You don't even know what those things are. Prabhupada said that one time. He said, in my lifetime I never knew it was sinful activity. Such an advantage to others who come and surely can get mercy, but you've got like a little bit of a head start. So please take advantage of that head start. I think the biggest head start was that, you took birth in the family of your father, Diksha Prabhu and Mother Chakanati. That was your good fortune. I often say that at these ceremonies that really you're the product of their Krishna consciousness, their training and their inspiration and their pushing you forward and everything they've done for you, your mother and your father. And really what I'm doing is just adding the finishing touches to the painting. Just like there's some beautiful paintings here. So maybe somebody sees, we need a flower here, with a little color there. So really I often feel that when I'm initiating the second generation, I'm just adding the little touch there, and I kind of become part of the family, actually. And what a glorious family you have. Your parents are, good examples in Krishna consciousness, in their sadhana. All the devotees love them, and they're stalwart preachers. The Ratha Yatra, right? When you think of Ratha Yatra, you think of, Jagannath, Subhadra, Baladev, the chariot, the cart, Trafalgar Square, your mom, your dad. You think like that, right? So you're very fortunate, young lady, and I think we should give a big round of applause for her parents. And I'm sure that they're this is the perfection of Grihastha life, that, you deliver your children from the repetition of birth and death to the lotus feet of Krishna. This is a big step forward. This is kind of like a guarantee. Because I often say to my disciples, as you are vowing at the moment of initiation, so the spiritual master is also vowing. It's a contract. A transcendental contract. So just as the disciple vows to serve the spiritual master by observing all the rules and regulations and assisting him in his service, the spiritual master takes the contract very seriously, and he vows that he won't go back to Godhead without his disciples. So I can also promise that to you, that I won't go back to Goloka Vrindavan without you. Okay? And whether with this whole thing about names. But, and I heard the whole history, how you received the name Chaitanya Dasi. It was quite miraculous. But I did want to change it, just because we don't want to break from the past, because your past is glorious, but it's just like acknowledging this great step forward, and that the vows you're taking and the enthusiasm with which you're taking now up the process of Krishna consciousness, and you'll be carrying on this tradition of Ratha Yatra also for many years to come. So I wanted to give you a name that's connected to Ratha Yatra and to Jagannath and Subhadra and Baladev. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the Ratha Yatra, so that was your name in childhood, but I think it would be appropriate that you take the service of your parents, you make it one with your heart. So I'm going to give you a name that's connected like that. And it's a little hard, we forget, like to get used to the new name, but it'll click. It's such a beautiful name. Yeah, your name means, I'll give you the name first, then I'll explain it. So from this day forth, your name shall be Niladri Devi Dasi. Listen to this. Niladri is another name for Jagannath Puri, the sacred abode where Lord Jagannath resides. It refers to the fact that Puri resides on the beautiful Blue Mountain. Actually, when you go to Puri, you see it as flat. But if you had eyes to see, Premanjani Churati Bhakti Veloch, if you can see, Shastra describes the abode of Vrindavan much different than we see it, or Mayapur or whatever. So Jagannath Puri is a transcendental abode, and it's just so beautiful in so many ways, because Jagannath is actually Vrindavan Krishna. He has his flute. When we sing the Jagannath Ashtaka, and we hear about Krishna in Vrindavan. So it's a very beautiful abode, and the temple and the grounds where Jagannath is residing is on the Blue Mountain, Niladri. Such a sweet. So I thought of you. I said, "That's her." So Niladri Devi Dasi ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Sikshu Chakanari Prabhu's ki, Golok Prem Dad Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki, Shri Rath Yatra Maha Mahotsava ki, back home, back to Godhead ki, Sri Radha Landaneshwar ki, Jagannath Subhadra Baladeva ki, Hey Giriraj Govardhan ki, Sri Gaur Nitai ki, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki, Gaur Premanande. Once again, I want to thank all of you for coming. You made the ceremony. It's always the Gaur Bhaktivinoda. It's always the devotees that bring out all the truths of Krishna consciousness, because you're aspiring to be devotees and you're practicing so nicely, and your enthusiasm is overwhelming. And I'm sure that's why that gentleman in the elevator, he said, "Yeah, Hare Krishnas are everywhere," but he said especially in London. So that's you. So you're doing a glorious service. Please continue. We're happy that we can come once a year and participate in all these various activities. I think our next program is Sunday here. Oh, what am I doing?
The next program is tomorrow in Harrow.
Oh.
It's Victoria Hall. It's very close to
the Pandavasena.
Everyone's welcome.
Everybody can come. Okay.
And then Sunday is Sunday feast at 3 o'clock here.
Oh, can I give a lecture too?
Yes, please.
It's not just a Sunday feast. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. Once more, let's give our blessings to all the initiates by saying 3 times Haripol, like Radhanath Swami does. Haribo! 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 Hare Krishna. So if you excuse me, I have to chant my rounds.